Meditation is one of the most powerful daily practices that you can do for yourself. Yet in our Western culture, there's such confusion. One, because there's just so many different techniques. And two, many people don't understand the real benefits that they're going to get from it. Once I teach people how to develop the basic skill of focusing their attention on their inhale and exhale of each breath, I then introduce them to the energy centers of their body. And the reason I do this is because if your energy centers are blocked, it can lead to significant problems within yourself. It can cause feelings of anxiety, it can cause excess fatigue, and it can lead to physical disease within the body. That's right, our energy body profoundly influences the quality of our life, from our physical well-being all the way through to our spiritual connection. So in this video, I'm going to teach you what energy is and what your energy centers are. I'm going to teach you what happens when the energy centers in your body get blocked and how that affects your life in different ways. And I'm going to teach you how to clear any energy blocks, give you a guided practice that you can do on a daily basis as part of your daily self-care checklist. Now, me personally, I'm 6 years into my meditation practice, and I can tell you honestly that before this time, when I was working in professional sport, I wasn't tuned into this. I would disregard this. But one, through the teachings that I've learned through some incredible teachers such as Dr. Joe Dispenza, but two, mainly my experience of practicing these and input them in my life has been absolutely amazing and exciting. So before we start, I want to remind you to subscribe to the channel. Just click this button, then click the bell, so then you're going to hear every time we release a new video, which on a weekly basis. So when you've done that, let's dive straight in. Okay, firstly, what is energy? And what are the energy centers within your body? So your amazing body right now operates on electrical, biochemical, electromagnetic, acoustic, and really subtle energies, like the whole load going on, that affects the way you live, the way you act, the way you move, the way you behave. And so these fields extend outside of our body, and see them in a way like Russian dolls. They kind of layer on top of each other. An example of one of these fields is that emanates from the heart. And so the HeartMath Institute have studied the heart for about 25 years. And so they found that our hearts give off an electromagnetic wave outside of our body around several feet. And so later in the video, I'm going to discuss the individual energy centers within our body. But generally speaking, think of each center of energy as information. Each has its own vibration, and therefore each has its own level of awareness. And so with that awareness, each center has its own glands, its own hormones, its own chemicals, and its own groups of nerves. And so think of these individual nerves as mini brains. And so if each center has a mini brain, each center has its own mind. So when you're in survival mode, you're stressed for whatever reason, you're drawing from your energy field, turning into chemistry into your physical body. So when you're overstressed, you're overeating, you're oversexed, or all of them, you're draining your resources, your energetic resources from around you. So I'll get you to think back to those times, those days where you just feel completely wiped out. For some reason, you're just so low on energy, you're tired, you're fatigued, and affecting your mood. That's an example when you're replenishing your energy reserves, your energy field around you. So when you're depleted, there's not enough energy to maintain balance, for growth, for repair. You just get knocked out of whack. And so from an energy center point of view, they're no longer able to receive information, process it, or express it to maintain a healthy neurological signal. And so a simple way of saying that is that these mini brains through our body become incoherent. Therefore, they send incoherent messages to the tissues, to the cells, to the organs throughout the body. And over time, this leads to chronic issues. So an example of incoherence, what that looks like is you're talking about the heart center. When you're feeling emotions of fear, resentment, or anger, those waves are incoherent. And when you're feeling emotions of love or gratitude or appreciation, that's a coherent heart signal. And so to bring it into real life, when you've walked into a room and people have had an argument, no one needs to say anything. You can actually feel, you can sense something that's actually happened within that room. And that's what you're picking up on. The same as you get a nice vibe from someone, they're the type of subtle energies that you're picking up on. And so our body, your amazing body right now, is a library of every single emotion, experience you've been through in this life. And all of that gets held within our tissues. It's not just in here, it's within our tissues. And until we actively try and release those, they inform how we think, how we act, and how we behave. And so hopefully you can see just from this brief explanation that becoming aware of our energy body directly influences how well our body operates, how well we think, how well we feel, and how well we act. Okay, what happens when your energy centers get blocked? They don't really get blocked. Energy is rediverted into different parts of the body rather than getting blocked. And you can kind of see that as tension. When you're feeling tension, that's just stored up energy. And that can get held within our muscles, in our ligaments, in our bones, in our fascia, or in our organs. And the reason it's stuck is because we're gripped in a stress response, a fight-flight response. And so until we learn how to soften that tension, it's going to stay bound up within our body. And so I'm going to point you to an incredible book by Dr. Gabor Mate called When the Body Says No. And it's a deep dive into all of this concept in terms of where trauma gets held within our tissues. And trauma could be emotional, could be abuse, it could be physical abuse. So not just from someone else, but it could be from a crash. It could be from sporting contact or a fall. All of that gets held within our body. And until we learn how to release it, it's just going to stay there. That tension just stays there. And so there are 7 traditionally talked about energy centers within the body. So I'm going to talk through each one and give you an idea of what happens when that center becomes blocked. Okay, our first energy center is our root center, and it's kind of around our pelvis, our lower spine, our pelvic floor. And it's responsible for how grounded we feel and how safe we feel within this world. And this center represents characteristics such as survival or identity. And so when this center becomes blocked, you may feel codependent, you may feel restless, you may feel abandoned. So really core survival instincts are heightened when this becomes blocked. And so the adrenal glands serve this center. And so when it's in balance, we feel strong emotional and physical well-being, we're grounded, we feel safe, we have good, strong motivation. Okay, the second energy center is associated with emotion, including creativity and sensuality. And it's located approximately 2 inches below the navel of our lower belly. And so this center relates to our relationships and our sensual pleasure and the connection between our inner and outer worlds. And so when this center becomes blocked, we may feel numb to emotion, or we may be stuck in a mood, or we made it very hard to deal with change. And so when this center is balanced, we have high creativity, we have a good connection between ourselves and other people, we have a good outlook on life. Okay, the third energy center, and this center corresponds to willpower, so turning your opinions and beliefs, your personal identity, and decision making. So this center is located just above our second center, our solar plexus, so upper abdomen, which is just below our chest bone, the soft part just below our chest bone. Okay, when this center is blocked, we may be excessively authoritative over others, we may abuse our power, we may be manipulative, or we may have a lack of purpose. So this center is served by the pancreas, and when we are connected and balanced within this center, we're connected to our emotions, we have good determination to get over our limitations, and we have a good sense of our own well-being. Okay, the fourth energy center, and this is located in the center of your chest. The main feelings with this center are love, compassion, empathy, and acceptance. Our heart center, the major center. And so when this center is blocked, we may feel loneliness, we may feel social anxiety, or we may hold on to resentment. And so the thymus serves our heart center, and when this is balanced, we feel open, we feel love, we feel trust, we feel compassion, all those wonderful feelings that we all know that many of us are closed off to more of the time than not. Okay, our fifth energy center located in our neck. And this is concerned with energy passing from the lower body to the head. So its main function is to support the expression and communication of us as an individual, our authenticity, our truth. And so this center creates purpose, our connection to how we feel, how purpose-led we are. And it helps with our verbal and non-verbal communication. Okay, you probably think this is going to be an obvious one, but when this is blocked, we find it hard to express our truth, find it very, very hard to express our needs. We give over our power, we don't set our boundaries because we just do, we're people-pleasing. We're not setting out and saying what we truly want. And so the thyroid serves this center, and when we're balanced, we can communicate what we need, we speak our truth, we're confident with expressing ourselves authentically. Okay, our sixth energy center, 2 left. So this center is located between the eyebrows and acts as a center of intuition and foresight. So when this center is balanced, we have connection to our wisdom, we have clear vision, and our creative and spiritual motivation is high. And so the pituitary gland supports this center. And when we're balanced, again, we are just connected to our intuition. We just know. We're kind of almost flowing through life. We trust. We trust our instincts. We don't overthink things. It's really, for me anyway, that shows up a great deal. I know when I'm clear through this because life becomes easier. I'm just more trusting. Okay, finally, the seventh energy center in your body. And really, this is not in your body. It's located at the top of your head. And really, this is about higher level of awareness. So when some of these characteristics in this center enhanced awareness, we experience bliss, we experience presence, and we have a deep knowing or realization. We just know. Those times when you just know, kind of linked to the sixth center, we're flowing through life. We're not overthinking, we're just trusting, we're just doing. So if you're blocked in this center, you may be feeling loneliness, you may have a lack of direction, and your spirituality, you may not be feeling as connected to your spirituality as normal. So the pineal gland serves this center, and when it's balanced, we have extreme clarity. Our vision is crystal clear. We feel connected to the people around us, to the earth that we live on. It's a really, really wonderful state to be in, and one that can we nurture kind of really quite easily, which we're going to talk about next. So finally, how do we clear blockages? How do we clear stored energy within our body? And first of all, you have to realize that if it is, remembering back to that tension within the body, if we're still staying in a fight or flight response within the body, we're not going to be able to unlock it. So we have to bring our body into a state of relaxed or switching into the parasympathetic nervous system. And so as we move into more of a parasympathetic rest digest state, our body feels trusted. Our body can let go of that tension. And so that can express itself in movement, in like kind of weird shaking or heat or sounds or humming or whatever. There are multiple different ways that expresses, but it starts to get released. As soon as the body feels safe, it lets go of that tension, and from my experience, it becomes an incredible journey of watching this unfolding of tension and stored energy leave your body. And so this becomes the energy center practice, meditation, and this is one of, for me, has been such an incredible way of releasing stored energy. And so the energy center meditation is a guided meditation where your awareness comes into your body. So it's a little bit like a body scan, but it's going to be specific on different parts of your body. And so there's a video just here where there's a guided energy center meditation that you can go to and you can follow, and it's a completely guided meditation where you can just go into yourself. But I'm going to explain it now so you know what I'm talking about when you start to hear it. Otherwise you can think, what's he going on about? So the whole premise of it is you're learning to redirect your focus, your awareness. And our awareness is a huge commodity nowadays. We're constantly outwardly looking at different things, our phones, our screens. Our external world is more important for many than our internal world. And so this practice is about bringing your attention inwards. And there are two types of focus, convergent and divergent focus. So let's start with convergent. Okay, convergent focus is really what we think about when we talk about focus and concentration. You're thinking about a specific area or thing. And so relating that to the meditation practice, I'm going to ask you to have convergent focus on the different energy centers within your body. So if we're talking about the first center, the pelvic floor and the lower spine, you're going to be having your focus on that area within your body, sensing it, remaining curious, just being open, just being curious to what you sense and what you feel. So that's convergent focus. And so divergent focus is the opposite. It's where you're expanding your focus. You're not coming into a single point. You're opening up. You're sensing more. So if we link back to the energy centers in the first center, when I'm going to ask you to go into a divergent focus, I won't say it like that, but I'll say expand your awareness out. So from that center, open your awareness out to outside of your body, sensing the space outside of your body. So there's the space at the front, the space at the sides, and the space at the back. So the space outside of your body, not your skin, away from your skin. That's a divergent focus. And so with the practice, it's going between convergent and divergent focus, where you're opening up your awareness to sense more energy, more of those energetic fields, those Russian dolls, remember? Bringing back to kind of what can you sense, being curious with it. And this is the fun part, the exciting part. When you develop your skill, and it doesn't take long to do this, all of a sudden, this world opens up to you, and for me anyway, it's like, wow, I dismissed all of this, and it's just such an exciting area of yourself that you're going to discover and begin to work with. So that's the energy centers, that's energy around our body, and that's what I'm going to be talking about. I've explained the practice, so when you go and click this video here, just here, you're going to go off, and that's the practice that I'll be guiding you through. So please give that a go. Let me know what you think of this video. Does it make sense? Are you clearer now with what energy is and your energy centers are? And give the practice a go. Let me know what that is. The link is below as well if you've missed it. And again, a reminder, please subscribe. Please share this video if you found it useful, or if you know someone in your life, in your network that would benefit from this video. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you for your time. Subscribe to our channel and look forward to having you on the channel again.